We often take breathing for granted, yet every breath we take is a miracle, a testament to the incredible design of the human body. Breathing is essential for life. It provides our bodies with the oxygen we need to survive. Without oxygen, our cells wouldn't be able to function and we would quickly cease to exist. Breathing is more than just taking in air, it's about fueling our very existence. From the moment we are born and take our first gasping breath to the rhythmic inhale and exhale that accompanies us throughout our lives, breathing is a constant companion. It connects us to the world around us, drawing in the vital element that sustains us. Our respiratory system is a complex network of organs working together to ensure we receive a constant supply of oxygen. This system is responsible for transporting oxygen from the air we breathe into our bloodstream and removing carbon dioxide, a waste product of cellular function. The journey begins with the nose and mouth, where air enters our body. The air then travels down the trachea, also known as the windpipe, a tube-like structure that connects the upper and lower respiratory tracts. The trachea branches into two smaller tubes called bronchi, with each bronchus leading to a lung. Inside the lungs, the bronchi further divide into smaller and smaller branches called bronchioles, resembling an intricate upside-down tree. At the end of each bronchiole are tiny air sacs called alveoli. These alveoli are the stars of the show when it comes to gas exchange. They are surrounded by a network of tiny blood vessels called capillaries. Here's where the magic happens. Oxygen from the inhaled air diffuses across the thin walls of the alveoli and into the capillaries, where it binds to red blood cells. Simultaneously, carbon dioxide, carried by the blood from the body's cells, moves in the opposite direction from the capillaries into the alveoli to be exhaled. This process of inhalation and exhalation is primarily driven by the diaphragm, a dome-shaped muscle located below the lungs. When we inhale, the diaphragm contracts and flattens, creating more space in the chest cavity for the lungs to expand and draw in air. During exhalation, the diaphragm relaxes and returns to its dome shape, pushing air out of the lungs. Once oxygen enters the bloodstream, it hitches a ride on red blood cells like passengers on a high-speed train. The circulatory system acts as the railway network, with the heart acting as the powerful engine pumping the oxygen-rich blood throughout the body. Every single cell in our body, from the tips of our toes to the top of our heads, relies on a constant supply of oxygen to function properly. Oxygen is crucial for cellular respiration, the process by which cells convert glucose or sugar into energy, a process that keeps us alive and functioning. Without oxygen, our cells wouldn't be able to generate the energy they need, leading to cell damage and eventually death. Section 5. Fun facts about breathing. You won't believe it. Did you know that the surface area of your lungs is roughly the size of a tennis court? That's because of the millions of tiny alveoli packed inside them. And here's another interesting tidbit. On average, a person breathes around 12 to 20 times per minute. That equates to approximately 17,000 to 28,000 breaths per day. Ever wonder why we yawn? Yawning is still a bit of a mystery, but one theory suggests it helps to cool down the brain and improve alertness. And speaking of breathing, laughter is like a mini workout for your respiratory system, involving a series of short inhalations and prolonged exhalations. Section 6. When breathing gets tough, common respiratory issues. While our respiratory system is incredibly resilient, it's not immune to problems. Common respiratory issues include asthma, a chronic condition that causes inflammation and narrowing of the airways, making it difficult to breathe. Pneumonia, an infection of the lungs, can also lead to breathing difficulties and other complications. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, often caused by smoking, is a progressive lung disease that makes breathing increasingly difficult over time. These conditions highlight the importance of taking care of our respiratory health. Ignoring symptoms or delaying treatment can have serious consequences for our overall well-being. Section 7. Breathing and beyond. The respiratory system's wider connections. The respiratory system doesn't work in isolation. It's intricately connected to other systems in the body, ensuring our overall health and well-being. We've already touched upon its close relationship with the circulatory system, but its influence extends further. The respiratory system plays a role in regulating our body's pH balance, ensuring that our blood remains slightly alkaline. It also helps to protect us from harmful pathogens and irritants that we might inhale, thanks to the mucus lining our airways and the tiny hairs called cilia that work to trap and remove these invaders. Furthermore, the respiratory system is involved in our sense of smell, with specialized cells in the nose detecting odors and sending signals to the brain. Section 8. Protecting your breath. Tips for a healthy respiratory system. So how can we keep our respiratory system in tip-top shape? It starts with the basics. Don't smoke. Smoking is a major risk factor for a range of respiratory illnesses, including lung cancer and COPD. Regular exercise is another key ingredient for a healthy respiratory system. Exercise strengthens the lungs and improves their efficiency. Maintaining a healthy weight is also important, as obesity can put extra strain on the respiratory system. And finally, don't forget to protect yourself from air pollution by limiting your exposure to pollutants and wearing a mask when necessary. Section 9. A breath of gratitude. Appreciating the miracle of respiration. As we've explored the intricacies of the human respiratory system, it's hard not to be filled with a sense of awe and gratitude. This complex network of organs works tirelessly, day in and day out, to provide us with the life-giving oxygen we need to survive. Let's take a moment to appreciate the miracle of each breath. Every inhale, a gift. Every exhale, a release. The breath of life, a precious and essential treasure.